Safety equipment, such as helmets and knee and elbow pads, help to reduce injury, and the skateboards are now high-tech and extremely maneuverable. Skateboarding also has a pro tour, with competitors who have taken the sport far beyond the limits of sidewalk surfing. And spectators really respond to watching the gravity-defying moves these guys pull off. Don't go away. We still have plenty of beach sports to check out. We'll be right back.
Oh, wait.
You know, it seems like a lot of beach activities always have something to do with boards. You have surfboards, sailboards, boogie boards, skateboards, and now, skim boards. The idea started simply enough. Cut a flat, smooth disc out of plywood, take it to the shoreline, wait until a wave recedes from the shore, and then get a running start and toss the disc onto the thin film of water. Jump on the disc and let it skim you along the sand. That was the original idea of skimboarding as it was conceived of in the early 60s. I had an opportunity to talk with an early pioneer of the sport in Laguna Beach, California, who described how the sport has evolved since those days.
It's come a long way in just the last 5 years. We've applied foam and fiberglass technology, and the boards have grown 30% while retaining the same weight. This enables us to ride much further out into the water and do quick little turns and surf it back in. Originally, the boards were round and flat pieces of plywood. Gradually, they turned into slightly elongated shapes, watermelon shape, whatever, and that made for a lot more turning, a rail in effect, as in a ski or a boat or a water ski or whatever.
Could you give us a little description in detail of this board that you've got here, please?
Sure. It resembles a short surfboard. It has the same principles of a narrow tail, which is relatively easy to turn. All the turning is accomplished with one rail or the other, tipping the board. As you can see, it has no skeg. It's not a surfboard. Therefore, the turns are very, very critical in that you can't spin. You have to keep your body lined up in the direction of your turn. It requires a lot of judgment and practice in order to time the waves correctly.
Another skimboarding pioneer and one of the sport's finest performers. I'm talking with Connolly Ware. Connolly's one of the top skimboarders, and he's been doing this since the 60s. Connolly, can you tell us how you got started into the sport?
Well, I was surfing on the beach, and I broke my board in half. So I didn't want to stop, and when it was high tide, I just kept skimming along on the broken surfboard. And it was really fun, so we adapted to shorter boards and kept on doing it.
Seems like there's a lot of dangerous elements in it. Is that true?
Yes, it's very gutsy. To have the hand-eye coordination and also the timing to get right down there when the waves are coming up right at you, it's a little bit hairy, actually. But it offers a lot to kids because it's a lot like skateboarding and it's a lot like surfing, and it teaches the basic skills. And it's really good for kids to learn this sport.
You see them scanning the shore break intently, watching the small waves build, take shape. They spot the wave they're looking for, and then they're off, running like lions about to pounce on their prey. And though the sport still might be considered to be in its infancy, it's nevertheless also becoming competitive.
Well, we're getting a circuit together. We have contests across the United States, one in Delaware, one in Florida, one in Hawaii, 2 here in California. And over the next year, with a magazine behind us, we hope to get the entire population of skimboarders together into one circuit each year.
I see, so the sport is growing every year then.
Quite a bit. A lot of sponsors, a lot of media attention, and it's very visual. The spectators are right there on the beach in front of the skimboarders, and they can see everything going on, unlike surfing.
Well, I've never seen it before, so I think it's kind of neat, you know. When I was a kid, it's just plain surfing. You know, this is all something new for me.
Pretty crazy, huh?
Yeah.
They're pretty hot. Looks good. Oh yeah, it looks better. I think it's better than surfing. It's more enjoyment for the people on the beach.
Because skimboarding is practiced in the shore break and not far from the beach crowd, the crowd gets to enjoy a free exhibition of exciting action. For those of you viewers who live in inland regions, the sport of skimboarding may be relatively unfamiliar to you, but as you can see, it's a lot of fun and highly creative. Just one more example of how someone has managed to find yet another way to have fun on an ocean wave. The range of activities that you can participate in when you come to the beach are limited to your own imagination. We're going to show you a few of them and what some people have come up with on their own. For those beachgoers who are not content to spend the day lying on a towel, numerous alternative activities abound. Many beachfront communities have furnished facilities for sports and recreation at the sand's edge. One example of this would be Venice, California's famous boardwalk, along which can be found areas set aside for basketball, paddle tennis, stretches of sidewalk for roller skating. And remember the legendary Muscle Beach? Well, it's still alive and pumping. Out on the sand, you can usually locate a friendly game of beach volleyball. And once in a while, a professional tournament where athletes turn this casual pastime into an art form. Down by the water's edge, you'll find more going on. A fast game of smash ball or paddle ball. Or someone tossing that old standby, the ever-popular Frisbee. With all these many different activities to choose from for having fun, there's got to be something for everybody. When we come back, we're going to take that close look at the coastal wildlife we were telling you about earlier, so stay with us.